Good morning. Well, I'm glad I'm here today. I'm glad I'm here every day. Anyway, so we got some amazing gaps to the upside here in some of these stocks. Piton, the way that this thing is going up, I'm ready to auction off my Pendleton. Geez, they must be worth a fortune. PayPal, that T-Low. I was like, wow. Anyway, so what is the market doing? Well, it rallied. It rallied. Yesterday, as we know, was one of those sell-off afternoons based on, well, it's not going up, we better sell. I took advantage of it. Maybe some of you did in the room, shorted the Russell and the ES. They went down quite nicely. I love it when they drop like they're falling off a roof rather than, the choppy grind. But so on this move up, back up to resistance, as you can see here, if anyone was going to follow Paul, it would have to be you. You were probably hitting the button as the last syllable came out of my mouth. But you're fantastic, man. So there's the rally up into resistance. And so now the big question is, can they hold on to it? And where is this here? 1 second, guys. The sellers are going to be here. Why is the chat disabled on? Something happened on YouTube, guys. I'm sorry. Looks like the YouTube did something there. Or I did at some point. You guys can't type, but we'll get that fixed. Anyway, up at resistance, there's sellers here. It's more of a, not more, it is a trending type of a move rather than an accelerated move like this was to the downside. So there's little pockets of support. As you can see here on the 15-minute, it was more of a nice trend. And now it's going sideways at resistance. That makes sense. And so our question today is, can it get through the highs? And if it can get through the highs, the expectation is it goes back up to the other high. And, then it's to the next resistance area. So what we have here, right, we spoke about yesterday, is a trading range within a trading range. It's exactly the theme yesterday. Trading range within a trading range, which makes for choppy price action because, one reference point, another reference point, breakdowns that fails, move back up again, which raises, the thought just based on, I guess, not wanting to get caught. Well, if it breaks out, will that be a breakout failure? Who knows? Anyway, for now, can it get through there? Or do we fall all the way back down to the low again? And if we get a third topping tail by the end of the day, I like the expression, put a fork in it, it's done. That would be my perspective. If it can't get through it a third time and we get another topping tail, well, it should break that low, test that low, and, well, who knows? When it gets that low, we'll assess that. Trading ranges create uncertainty. It's just the way it is. So the frustration comes along with it. Nothing we can do about it, and wait until it's over, right? One way or the other. NASDAQ, where all the action is going on here, it's up at the prior high. So at least it was able to clear a prior day, which was a topping tail. That's something. It hasn't been, the last couple of days, been able to break a prior day's low, which is our first reference point of support. And in addition, it's well above the opening price of the week. So we've got all of today and tomorrow for, bearish traders to give it their best shot. And it could be another day of, if it doesn't go up, sell. So clearly there is a fear, an apprehension about whether this market can continue. And that could be a good thing, meaning at the end of the day, it didn't go up. So, traders that got long buying the dips during the intraday, during the day, they dump it in fear that it, won't follow through tomorrow. And lo and behold, it follows through yet again. So this is where, we say the heavy lifting begins right at the prior high after it's retraced 100%. But it's 100% retracement from here to here within a sideways trend. So we'll see, by the end of the day, what's going to happen here. That will become a head and shoulders pattern, Alex says. Okay, I missed the comment, so I'm not sure if that was related to the E. I guess that is related to the ES. Okay, could be so. I mean, look at the YM. This could be a head and shoulders pattern. Would make a whole lot of sense based on the weekly. But, buyers haven't thrown in the towel, and head and shoulders patterns, by definition, assume distribution. Sometimes they fail. And when they fail, and I could do a little drawing thing there, and I've seen some fail over the years. And when you get that and it fails, you better get the hell out of the way if you're short, because when they fail, the bigger they are, it's incredible the move that can occur from that. Now, we don't know if it'll fail. A head and shoulders pattern, again, by definition, is a breakout failure. Sometimes we call it an upside shakeout. In any event, it's sideways, it makes a new high, it comes a deep retracement, and it goes sideways again, which assumes distribution because of the breakout failure. And then there you have this neckline, so it's called. And once that breaks, you look for it to go down to the next level. So here we are waiting for an outcome. We're waiting for an outcome to this sideways consolidation, which is frustrating because we want this thing to move. Right? And let's clear this up. And so we look through different markets to get clues. Right? And so the Russell has been weaker. That started the way down yesterday, right, which was over here, as it started to break. And then the ES and the Qs, which were the strongest and looked like they could go higher, they'll threw in the towel as well. And now, we see, all of this intraday gyrations that go on. It's just sideways chop. And one of the most amazing things about intraday trading, if you get the hang of it, and many get frustrated trying to get the hang of it, is that you look at a daily chart like this and say, that's going nowhere. Yet a skilled intraday trader can make money on these days. So within one time frame, it says, stay away, right? There's nothing going on here. But in another time frame, there's opportunities. And that comes with experience, of course, for the majority that start out, small time frames, especially like the 1 and 2 minute, are a slow death sentence. And that's what I've seen over the last 30 years or so. So we'll see if this can hold on to the gain, right? Same as every other day when we see strength in the morning or weakness, can it hold on to the strength of the weakness? And oil, right, up here, but getting towards some resistance, or some gave back yesterday and it's coming back up here. Had a nice move off of the high. The 50 simple moving average is up here near that resistance area. But so far, so good, right? That was the initial M top and dip and recovery and back above the high. So that's positive. And bonds, right? They broke down yesterday. They're holding. And so we've just got, this big sloppy trading range. within a bigger trading range, right? In another market. So as it gets closer to support, buyers step up again. And this below here is what we call the void and the power of the void. So if bonds were to break down through here, that's where the momentum picks up. It's the same with YM, right? Here's the void. If it was to break down through here, this is where the momentum picks up. And the big trending opportunities are, over here, you have to be nimble, right? Getting in and out because there is no void, no trend. Now, that being said, we can kind of do this and, or just easier to duplicate and just say, well, if the Russell can get through those highs, right here, there is an opportunity for day traders to take advantage of because there's the void. All right, gold up here, but within a slop. Every day we look at our minder and say, oh, that's up a lot. And we look at the chart and it's like, that's not a big deal. And so you got to look at the chart always and look into the left and see if there's a void or not. Gold has just been a bullish consolidation after a run up. Silver, this is just a lot of this sideways chop. Trading range, intraday trading ranges within larger daily trading ranges. They're all over the place, which equals a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen here. And so even when we get news of, oh, the president's going to impose tariffs on China and the market goes down, it recovers, and whatever positive news, it goes up and it goes down and back and forth and back and forth. So we wait. Maybe tomorrow's the day with jobless claims. Who knows? Anyway, transports, not a good sign, but so far, holding this support level here. Well, the airlines were down overnight, and I think they're still down here. Well, it looks like Americans up a couple of pennies. Save actually getting shellacked here this morning. Probably should get shellacked. I've never flown that airline, but I don't think I've ever heard a positive review of it. So we wait today again to see what opportunities there are as they shape up. That's what we do day to day, and see if at one point we get out of a range here to be able to take advantage of a bigger move one way or the other. So Mark is asking, could airlines be a solid? I guess that means core trade over months. I suppose they could be, Mark. Things that are beaten down like this, you have to be patient with them because they have false breakouts. And of course, who knows if one of these won't be, the sacrificial lamb that goes to zero, So the longer it creates the base, once it maybe has a big wide range bar coming out of that base, that is a more secure opportunity rather than trying to pick a bottom. Right? Breadth in the market. I can show you. We have as you can see here, breadth has been deteriorating, which isn't unusual as things are going sideways. Sentiment is neutral. Yesterday the breadth was negative, but not terribly so. It was very negative here on this day and very positive here on this day. So we've got opposing information. And, sentiment yesterday intraday was around 0.75 or 6 or whatever. And that seemed to put a lid on things for a little while. And so, this being near zero, as you can see, it was here and here was where the market was able to recover and go up. So that is a thought to consider. And if the market was able to move higher today and start moving toward that, well, then we would look for this to come up again and then sentiment to push up toward this bearish level. So we really don't have any great advantage here. That's really the bottom line of what's going on, except, individual stocks do present opportunities, and it's kind of a narrow breadth, or opportunities here with a lot of money running after a few stocks, right? So Disney yesterday closed now at 102. Should I close it out? Well, let Dan catch up on that, Kale. So all yours, Dan.
All right, good morning. Yeah, I kind of goofed on Disney yesterday. We had 2 put spreads, and I thought we were only down 15 cents. And I said, let's just get out of this thing and not have 9 days of risk. But I was looking at the Friday quotes. So, no, I'd move stop either yesterday's low or maybe even cut half under this closing pivot low on the 15-minute chart. So yeah, that's where I goofed on that. Let's look at opens here. In the weekly, we only have 4 of them. Adobe put spread looks great, and it's also a directional trade. McDonald's call spread. Gapping up here, we have a call spread. We have one at the 190s for Friday, and we put on another one yesterday, the 185. Yeah, it's gapping up to resistance, but it hasn't destroyed the pattern, so there's nothing to do. And Microsoft, we have a put spread, and I've moved the stop to this closing pivot. So that's it. We're fairly light there. Fairly light in the swing letter too. AAL, we have a bearish option trade, a put spread, a debit. And so Jake was saying, oh, the airlines are up today. And I'm like, well, yeah, but we're swing trading it off the daily weekly. So does the gap up destroy the pattern? The answer is absolutely not. So you got to sit through things. They don't, we'd all like to get in a trade and it just immediately goes in your favor, and you just get out at the dead low, but it doesn't work that way. Stocks wiggle around. All right, Adobe. We sold half at a huge, like 50% profit yesterday. And I've moved the stop under this closing pivot low for the directional. Boeing, we have a put debit spread. Same thing. It gapped up a little today. Does that change the bearish nature of this? No. Hasbro, we're short stock. And Hasbro looks like an ad under yesterday's low. LUV, another airline gapping up, but the daily is bearish. You can add yesterday's low again. McDonald's, we have a covered put, which is short stock, short puts. Finally, PAGs, we're still trailing. And that's it. So no problems on our opens. Beyond call spread. No, it's not ready yet. You're still fighting something very bullish. That's a very bullish gap. That's the biggest green bar on this whole chart, maybe other than this one way back here in January. It's still in an uptrend on the 15-minute chart. So the answer is no. I don't mind, shorting things when they set up, like W Whiskey. We did a call spread yesterday on the breakdown, and we covered it at a nice profit yesterday. Piton is a gapper. Now this one, it's up 5 bars and now gapping up $7. This one, Jake, is on my bear call credit spread, but that's just the dailies on my list. Step 2 is I put them in a window. I have them here in the upper right, and I watch them over the first 30 minutes. And I need yes, it's a short-term novice gap. Yes, short-term, but the stock is still a buy on a pullback because the weekly and monthly are still strong. But a short-term, yes, gapping up $7 after it's went from 32 to 39, I would say yes. So that's a watch of mine. Twilio here. here. Whoops. All right, now once again, this is a bullish move. This is a wide range engulfing breakout, but it's gapping up. It's gapping up way the heck off my screen. So absolutely, this one is on both a day trade short watch and a out of the money Friday call spread watch. Yeah, so I got these two right here in Windows. They look great. Let's continue gappers here. Let's see, RNG gapping down 243. There's no pattern, so I'm just deleting you. Square gap down. It's not gapping down. It's recovered. So there's nothing to do on Square. Tiva, it's a big old gap here. There's no pattern. So I don't know. Gap's too big. It's extended. I have no idea. Sono 935. It's a bearish gap, but I got no interest in that. There's Square right there. SRPT 117.50. Bearish gap, trading range. We'll come back to it. Our gold. Looks like it's gapping up a little bit, but it's extended. PayPal I got right here. It's, whoa, 141. Here is another candidate. Absolutely. Let's go on in a window for a whatever. Let it set up. It could be a day trade short or a call spread. So we got three of these big old gappers. PXD, I have insufficient volume, so I can't tell where you're looking. Yeah, PayPal. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a bullish 15-minute chart. But what if I get an M top and a 30-minute low? Derek, JPM, 91.47. There's no price void. I mean, it's a big old mess here. It's kind of a, symmetrical triangle here, but was threatening the downside risk. That's actually a short under yesterday's low. If JP Morgan can now negate this gap up and take out yesterday's low, I like it as a short. Coke, it's same. It's gapping up. There's no good price void, but if it takes out yesterday's low, I would short it. P-Tom we looked at. POS gapping down, you're a mess. NTR gapping down 35, but there's no price void. It's a sell setup going sideways on the weekly, but today's Thursday. So if this were to take out, come on. If this were to take out the week's low, then it's a short. So you can just set an alarm if you like. AYX, is that a pro gap? 113. I wouldn't call it a pro gap, Alex, because remember our definition is it's igniting a new move, and this is still in a trading range. So I would call it a bearish gap, yes. But it would only be a pro gap to me if it were gapping under this pivot. So right now it's just a bearish gap in a trend, in a sideways trend. Hey, Manuel, FSLY, yep. There's another big old gapper. Wow. But see this one, well, 29 is a big gap here too. We'll watch it. I have no idea what to do with it now, but that could be a call spread candidate. Met gapping up 33.60. This is another one. If it can take out yesterday's low and negate the gap up, then it's a short. Lift, the paper has been, bearish on these things about their business model, lack of revenue, firing people, had earnings, and now here it is gapping up. McGraw, possibly a condor. We got definitive resistance, now definitive support. So that is a condor candidate. Alex, I have space as a long watch over yesterday's high, maybe a 30-minute high. Market's iffy here with the gap up, so I'm not going to be rushing into longs unless they're on their own page. Here's another big old gapper, 53. AYX, it might reverse back up based on trading range we've been in. I have no idea if it's going to reverse gap up. You know that. I just wait and see. LNC, it's showing a print up here, but no volume. We'll come back. INSG under 11. Bearish gap. Maybe day trade 30-minute low. INFN, bearish close. I can't tell where you're gapping. It says up 44 cents, but I see no prints. Sell setup on the weekly, but it's a $5 stock. I don't short $5 stocks, so you're gone. IAC, that was a beautiful, beautiful gap breakout yesterday from consolidation. And that's a beautiful 15-minute chart. If it opens flat, let's put this on a long day trade watch. Let me put them in a window over here. Grub, I read an article in the journal that said, oh, their revenues are up because of more deliveries. Well, guess what? You're gapping down the $1.83. See PayPal cracking right here now on a 5-minute chart. But is there a trade here for us? I don't know. Yesterday was a bullish bar. It's gapping deep. I don't know. We'll come back to it. Box A 26. It's a bullish gap, but no price void. McGraw, another condor candidate. If you can get it over the highs, you got nice support down here. So that's a condor candidate. Fox A. FOXA. And whatever the other one I told you about. FNV, no interest. Fit. This thing's a dog. I got no interest. EXAS, you're a mess. Etsy has been on a tear. Nothing to do right now. We'll come back to you. EPR gapping down. One of these kind of triangle. Hey, the bell didn't go off. Good. One of these triangle dogs broke out. It's just a big dud mess. You're gone. Triple D, I see nothing. Cesar, bullish consolidation. We'll keep that on the list. CTL, you're gone. Chef, you're gone. Charlie Foxtrot, gapping over a red bar. It's sloppy, but we'll keep an eye on him for a 30-minute high. Yeah, Lyft was the other one. That's right. Yeah, check out a condor there. You got to wait just 5 minutes because, the spreads are going to be a mess. NTNX, PNW, PTC. Yeah, I like PTC for a new trade the best. Beautiful 15-minute chart. I'm doing nothing here at the open. I want to see what the market wants to do. But Yeah, that's a nice 15-minute setup right there. So we call that a go-to long if we like the broader market. Right into it. Oh, that came in hard. All right, Piton here. Let me check a call spread and what the prices and the spreads look like. Q's at the high. Q's have been amazing strength. I just shake my head looking at it. 45s are the tightest strikes on Piton. Yeah, I wanted to go higher for next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, hey, they're fairly tight.